Greetings, loyal listeners from across the galaxy. You may recall from our last mission log that our crew was pursued by an all-star ship that after scaring it away landed on Algandoon, where they sold drugs, gambled, and fought in the arena aboard the swamp vessel called Wawaway. And now, Dungeon to the Stars continues.
The swarm finally passes.
The option is we ask Zalcon to start blasting the swarm, but that's just going to piss them off.
And they're just so small too. It'd be a waste of your weaponry, really. Yeah, but waste your even the lance, which wouldn't cost any Kesha Crystal. You would kill a bunch, but they would keep coming, and it wouldn't stop what was happening currently. But after about 10 minutes, the swarm passes. It's quiet here in the bubbly, orange, foamy swamp again. You guys can leave the ship as long as you recast air bubble.
Zalshan says, "Are you afraid of some insects?"
I wasn't worried for myself. I was just trying to take care of my compatriot, and bugs are just nasty. Except for my children. I love my bug children. They're lovely.
Plus I couldn't breathe.
So you can, at this point, recast another air bubble on Kess Blix, of course, so you've had enough time. I assume it's a low-level spell.
Yeah, Kes puts away his planet.
Wait, can we bring something to this, the guy that runs the shack, the ferry, like to make sure that we're gonna get where we want to go instead of him?
Yeah, we can bring my sword.
Do we got any, like, you think we might want some moon kelp? Like, we can get him some good. Can we see if we have any more moon kelp to...
Zalshan, do you have any remaining moon kelp after your crew took a lot last time, but I know, in real life it's been some time, so you probably have had a replenish of your supplies, I don't know.
Buckloads of moon kelp.
Yeah.
The Soviets, food, and other things too, so it's divided up appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have time to refine it unless my children have been doing it. So, Cass, do you want to try to trade some moon kelp extract for our passage?
That seems adequate.
How much moon kelp would you like to take with you?
1,000.
1,000 extract? Or
1,000 green points worth of which, however you like it, it sounds like.
Refined.
Yeah, it's worth the same either way. It's either 1,000 green points worth of dry kelp or 1,000 green points worth of oil.
Alright, so let's take 100 of moon kelp oil extract with us. That is our bartering chip.
Alright.
Zalshan, you're okay with this, yes?
Yes,
Zalshan, my beloved and beautiful terrarium, grant me a breathing bubble.
I do. I do just that.
Still got a 4-minute countdown until it pops, so you guys rush.
Me and Cass talk to the ferryman.
You guys can rush there and talk to the guy. Of course, you have an easier time talking because you don't have an air bubble over your head. So it's up to you, Mr. von Hohenheim, to do the
I'll
diplomacy.
ask the person, I'll be like, hey, how much for us to get across to Wilwewe or whatever?
Oh, the swarm passed and it's pretty slow. So here on this platform, it's only 9 gloms right now for a ride for the two of you. 4.5 gloms each.
20 gloms worth of kelp extract if he can take us to the casino and wait for us in case we need to depart swiftly.
Well, he can't leave his shack. He watches this barge where the ships park. He calls automated rides to come pick you up. There are droid drivers and other species that drive little ferries that'll come take you to there from here.
To do that for us. I can help you out. I've got.
You want a droid that you can have hang around.
Yeah. I want a butler droid, a driver droid. We need to help.
He can help arrange that. He doesn't need any moon kelp because he bought some from some previous people that passed through here. But he can help you arrange a driver droid if you would like that you can call upon request.
Yes.
Kes asks if there's a small amount left so that he may try to identify him.
Well, no. Can we get a ride that would have an enclosed space so that we could breathe properly? We're willing to pay extra.
All the ferries from here to the casino are open air, but they can get you there really quick. So if you're in a hurry, he can get you there out of here really fast into a casino within 2 minutes. And for 90 gloms, he can arrange you to have a personal driver ready for you at a moment's notice.
Is that an enclosed so that we can breathe?
None of the vehicles that go from here to the casino are enclosed.
Alright, we'll take the...
Unless you're a high roller, in which case you could park there.
Big one. We don't want 90 gloms. We're not going to do that.
If you just want to ride, it's just like I said, 9 gloms. If you just the two of you want to ride there, and then you can arrange your own ride back.
Yeah, 9 gloms it is. Let's go.
Little like a skiffy little airboat comes by. It's got like a big fan on the back. It's flat on the bottom. It's driven by a little cylindrical droid on the front. It sort of beeps and bloops at you, and then looks at you and waits for a response in whatever language you speak in. But if you say hello in Conglomerate Common, it'll reply back to you. It's got a translator. So if you speak a language to it, it'll speak a language back to you. You can hop aboard. Your ride's been arranged.
I'll hop on.
Yeah, it'll fan boat you. The fan on the back sort of like blows really fast, and you guys dart across this foamy orange swamp. The gritty orange substance sort of like spits up behind the boat as it flies towards these big structures you see in the distance. It's really dark except for the lights coming off of these large structures and from behind you, the structure you just left. Otherwise, the night sky is only lit from very far away. Very desolate. Smelly underneath you, if you can smell. Although Dr. P, it smells fine to you. It's a smell you would enjoy. But otherwise,
like Vegas all the time.
Like Vegas all the time. Otherwise, it smells like cabbage and farts. And there's like a fog coming off of the swamp that's sort of hard to see through. So it's sort of foggy. But you guys can sort of make out these large structures in the distance, which this airboat speeds towards and probably drops you off just in time before your bubble's about to pop there, Kessblix. And you can tell the air is probably thick and stinky. It would probably damage your lungs if you had to smell it. But you guys can spill out into an airlock onto the wobbleway. So they'll drop you off the casino, and you'll spill out of the ship just in time as your air bubble pops and an airlock closes behind you. You'll just get one stinky whiff of the fart air without it really affecting your lungs or anything. Dr. P, of course, has enjoyed the ride. He's breathing clear. His voice probably sounds cleaner than it ever has before. It sounds like Dr. P could sing, and usually he's wheezing and stuff. But right now, it sounds like Dr. P could sing an opera. His voice is so clear and clean.
Mr. Von Hohenheim!
Yeah. He's in stereo.
At the operatic thrush, a single tear goes down Kess.
And you guys are old friends. You guys ran together before you got aboard the Zaoshan. And this is definitely the kind of place you guys would have hung out before you started your new adventures with the Zaoshan. Back whenever you were Garen Cater's crew, when you were Garen's crew, you would go to places like this, casinos all the time. This is a very, seedy, shady place amid the conglomerate. So you can still trade your gloms for stuff, but there's some criminal element going on. There's people just enjoying fights. The place you're let off is sort of the mid-level and split sort of into 3 levels of fighting arenas that you can take to an elevator to.
I rolled a 20, but not natural, on perception to try to find my friends.
Oh, you can spot the entire crew. It's pretty hard to miss crew. There's a big blue guy, a cat lady, Tomoko, Argyle, of course, which is usually you only see gargoylins guarding conglomerate property. So to see one drinking and partying with a large group here at a casino is pretty rare. They've got their own table. They're here. They seem to be celebrating.
Join them. What do you say, Cass?
Go!
Yeah, you can rejoin the whole party. No, you have no problem finding them. They are here on the middle level of this casino now, having fought and bought their way back up here. At this point, they seem to be celebrating recent wins.
Hey! Yay!
I've missed you guys so much. I'm sorry that I took such a long nap. It's really nice to be back with you, though.
Beauty sleep, though. You need your beauty sleep.
It worked. You look great.
You look great, though.
They won. Look. I don't care about money, but they're excited about it, so look.
So you guys are having a good
You
night.
guys can purchase many worldly possessions.
I am happy they are happy.
Kessblix, you'll almost immediately notice that you can buy drinks and stuff here. There are vending machines for food. There's gambling going on. But the most apparent thing immediately when you guys join them is that there's a fight arena in the middle of this area. And here in the center area, there's a well-decorated ring of multiple colors surrounded by ropes and bars and a screen. And there's theme music and explosions and fighters that come out in costumes and have long, elaborate fights, pinning each other down and such. Takes several rounds. It's very theatric. Much more theatric than the fights you saw in the bottom round if you were on the bottom round.
Fun. So, have you guys been fighting? Did you guys make some money?
I didn't fight. I was just excited.
I thought it was wonderful.
Well, would anyone be interested in joining me in a fight? I'd like to enter the ring. In a gentleman's duel, if you will. But I'm willing to try to make some money for the group, depending on what I'm allowed to bring into the ring. Can I bring bombs?
I need a reminder for sure.
I recall there's no magic or whatever, and they test you for it before you get in the ring. No armor. You can bet on the fight as a participant. You have to have a manager. The manager and the competitor are the only 2 allowed back in the room.
Yep.
Test you for magic and stuff.
They test you for any magical enhancement.
Right, so I can't have...
Space steroids.
Correct.
Sweet.
And I think, based on what Nakali said, I think not just armor. I think you can also remember they didn't allow weapons. No weapons, no armor. It's, at least downstairs where you fought, it's all bare knuckle, mano-a-mano fighting. Like no weapons, no guns, no swords, no knives, no bombs. Anything like that would be illegal.
If If I can't do magical enhancements, then Mr. Von Hohenheim is not going to fight.
Not your scene.
It may or may not have been a way around that worked successfully last time.
You got so lucky.
Yeah.
It would definitely be pushing luck to try it again, I think.
Zerhi definitely got away with a sort of magical cheat last time, but it's definitely it's a risk when you do it. You can get caught.
Absolutely.
Well, I never put down my sword, so I'm not going to fight either. Ken
All right.
says under his breath that this is not how the go to battles of Flawed went.
And Nakali might even notice, now that you guys are up here on the middle level, the fights here look very different than the ones that you fought downstairs.
They look tougher than me.
No, the fighters look the same, but the fights last longer. They're definitely more theatric. There's a whole lot going on. Like I said, it's a show.
Oh,
Very exciting.
It's mixed, probably.
I think the closest thing in our world would be like professional wrestling. It's
There it is.
there's definitely a danger of you being hurt. But definitely there's more drama. Like downstairs it was like Fight Club. Like where you fought Nakali, it was like just bare knuckle fighting, and it was very quick. Like you took out a guy in less than a minute. And up here in this middle level, all the fights seem to last longer than a minute at least. And there seems to be a lot more like grappling and throwing and pinning than there is just punching and stuff like that. And they don't seem to be trying to knock each other out. They seem to be trying to pin each other. And they seem to have costumes and, like I said, fireworks and music, and it's definitely more of a stage show. Characters seem to be lauded and seem to reappear on stage. The longer you guys hang out, you see same characters reappearing, storylines playing out, things like that. But you would definitely need a costume, a storyline. Like, it would definitely be more involved than just you fighting downstairs. And it would be more than you just knocking people out. You'd have to, like, actually perform.
Oh, that might be a problem. Do I have a
It might take bluffing, like a feint, or it might take a perform check more than it would just take, and grappling, like CMBs, more than it would take just punching people until they're unconscious.
I can do the grappling part pretty well, but performance...
Can I
is
challenge
really
someone
fine.
to a slap fight?
Just in the audience? If you just do that in the crowd, you can do whatever you want in the crowd, I guess. If you just want to challenge another drunk to a slap fight, I think that could easily go down.
Oh, but I was
He
about
wants
to
to
have
fight.
a slap fight with Rodney over here, so,
Have a fun time.
this is Mr. Von Hohenheim, but, like, hey, if you guys have made your nut, so to speak, can I challenge their tour manager to a slap fight? That would be awesome. To go upstairs?
You want to roll to go upstairs?
Yeah, I reckon so.
So, Zerhi can inform you that you'll need another 5 Gs of gloms. 5 grand, that is.
Yeah.
Of
It's not
gloms.
that important. I just wanted to have a slap fight. Not a big deal, guys. We can just mosey on to wherever else we have to go to. But me and Cass went through a lot of shit to get over here, so let's kind of make it worth it. What do you say? What? Is
Well,
there
we can
something
look for
else
a
we can do
job.
here?
There might. I mean, this is a pretty seedy world. The downstairs is fairly seedy. I imagine there's some kind of job that might be around.
There's several more shady crews hanging out on this planet than there were in the last planet you were on. So if you're looking for, like, dirty work of some sort, you can probably find it. All of you that have done pirate work before in the past can get that vibe.
Kess has no use for gloms other than to use to exchange for scraps so he can finally get a weapon other than his very regular sword. So he would be willing to do some work either for gloms in exchange for scrap parts or just for scrap parts themselves.
Oh, we could just do a job for Glom's. That'd be pretty great in my book.
Would you guys like to do a knowledge local to try to find some shady work to do? Ask around? Hire out your
Mr. Von
services?
Hohenheim is down.
21.
22.
24.
Righteous.
Sounds like you're all doing pretty well, so you'll probably all catch on to a conversation sort of floating around the bar. Something some of you may have caught wind of before Mr. Von Hohenheim and Kesplix arrived too. The Sipu, which is a giant swamp worm. There are a couple crews right now doing some illegal gambling on Sipu wrangling. If you guys are interested in that, they're placing bets on, it's sort of a rodeo for a local wild animal. If you can ride the Sipu the longest, you can win sort of a pot. Everyone puts money into a pot. Their best riders try to ride the Sipu. If you survive and ride the longest, you get the pot.
Anyone particularly good at writing?
No, but I'm good at stealing things.
So there's 2 ways you can play this.
That's one option.
This will require you to leave the casino, so you will need a suit or something. So I think Casablanca might be the only one screwed in this opportunity. Everyone else
Where
has a
did all
suit.
those go that we left behind before I last had my previous slumber.
Yeah, you will see that everyone else is wearing them, except Argyle, of course.
Except for, Cully has his own suit.
Yeah.
I need a
Good for
Tagara
you
one.
guys. Let's try to go. Is there a suit store where we can trade some drugs for some suits?
That would be great, actually. There happens to be a suit store.
Go and try to.
I mean, it's a casino. They want us to look good and be able to.
Go and try to steal the pot, and I can try my hand at this professional wrestling, which in my mind, or Kess's mind, would look more like a kata dance. So perhaps he could be.
Just perform, yeah, as long as it looks good. That's all, yeah, it's for the crowd.
Well, Mr. Von Hohenheim would definitely stick with Kess, just to be his manager.
You would need a manager to fight anywhere
Leave
here.
him alone.
And Kess could not survive outside of here without some sort of suit. And there doesn't appear to be any sort of dealership here of any kind.
As manager as well, you would get 50% of what I got.
Excellent.
If I got anything.
You guys can find like places to charge air suits. There's places to like fill your suit with air if you have an air container. But there aren't places that just sell straight up suits to go outside in.
Sounds like Kess and Von Hohenheim are splitting off from the group yet again.
Alright, so you guys hang on here. And does everyone else want to go to this Seppu rodeo?
What does everyone else think? Because I could go either way.
I mean, I'm always down to do fun things as a group.
Hey, you guys can go. I'll be safe with Dr. Pete. Let's get the most out of this adventure.
So the rest of you, do you want to leave and go on a Seppu rodeo?
Yeah, sure.
Golly goes. Argyle? Zirhi?
Yeah, one out.
Tomoko?
Yeah! I can make my own air bubbles. Can I give Kess my suit so he can go have some fun?
You
Is
could
where
do
I'm
that.
gonna-
Keep making.
Or we could just all come with you if you can create an air bubble.
Yeah.
But you have a time limit on there, Bill, so that, the only
Hang on,
difficulty is
let
if
me,
that runs out.
So it's a minute per level?
And you're
Yeah,
level
good luck.
4.
Yeah, we 4 now?
3. We're 3.
Well,
you cast it out, so
unless you can cast a level 4 spell.
Well, I could also use my air bubble to go back to Zaoshan and do plant stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna, fight in bed or whatever anyway.
Tell me, do you want to give Kesh your suit and just head back to the ship?
Yeah, can I do that?
You can do that, yeah.
I feel like Kesh is not...
Your suit's the same size, and Kesh could fit in if you guys would, and then they could go Seppu rodeo, and you can go hang out on Zaoshan and tend plants and such. Hang out with children
Yeah, I mean, he's not...
and animals.
He's not had any fun, and he should have some fun too.
How selfish
Might
of you.
get some love. All he knows and experiences is hate and pain.
Von Hohenheim would likely, now that he sees that his compatriot is safe, would probably go back to the ship to check on his wards, his children.
So that means that Tomoko and Mr. Von Honam, you can both head back to the ship. You can give Kess your suit minus
Blix has
however many
got-
minutes you've used, which is still 50 minutes, so it's still
So there
plenty
you
of
go.
time.
Kess Blix has got 50 minutes. I'm going to cast Air Bubble on myself and skip back to Zaoshan because I miss him, and I'm going to tell him everything that happened.
Alright, so
Like, babble.
You and
whenever I get
Mr.
back.
Von Hohenheim go back to the ship. You babble to the ship. Mr. Von Hohenheim checks on his kids and does plant drug stuff.
Inshin
Everyone else
Kalamarin.
leaves the Wawa way.
Ooh.
The vehicles that leave casino, currently the largest capacity they have is 4. It's only 4 of you per ride right now. Now, that could, of course, be Von Hohenheim and you on one going back to a barge and then split up however you need otherwise to go somewhere else. So that's going to be 3 different rides, I feel like, minimum. Currently, it's going to be 2 gloms per vehicle.
So I'll just take that 4 gloms, 6 gloms out of the
Winnings?
the winnings.
The Kali covers the cost of the 3 shuttles.
Well, it's the party covers the cost.
But you can make yourself look good. It's okay, Nikali. Just admit it came out of your pocket. Right? It's on your card, right? It came off of your Glom
Yeah,
card.
it's off my card.
You swiped your card, and everyone's like, "Here's some rides, everybody." So yeah, you have 3 rides to get you where you need to go. Tomoko and Mr. Von Hohenheim can return to the ship, and the rest of you can take your 2 vehicles, which I'm sure is enough for the rest of you, to where this Seppu rodeo is going to be. On board, you'll be following another vehicle, that's sort of like tracking the Seppu movements until you get near where it is. The tiny bean man in a spacesuit with a cowboy hat. And he'll be the first one to go. There are only 2 other competitors in this Seppu rodeo. Apparently it's very dangerous and a lot of people have signed up. So the pot will be very big. They've each bet 600 gloms each. So if you win, you get 1,200 gloms. You gotta put in 600 yourself. 1,800 glom pot, but 600 is yours. So if you win, you get your 600 back plus 1,200. And that's for one rider. If you want more than one rider, of course, it's to be another 600 per rider.
Should I try it?
Falling is very fun for your species. Because you always land on all fours. You always land on your feet, so you're fine, but you just like falling. It's very
Well,
thrilling.
that's how you do the parachute drop as a cat person. All fours.
All fours. If anyone else in your crew is maybe better at riding things, that maybe not as a skill attribute per se, but just as a life
Has anyone
event. Has anyone ever ridden anything before in their life?
Jeremy has ridden things before.
I mean, you are rich, so you probably have had riding lessons.
Yes.
To be fair, all the things you've ridden have probably been tame.
Yes.
So it might be a different kind of ride, but still, you might have the most experience. I could agree with that. No one else speaks up. You might be the most qualified. Is anyone more qualified than Zirhi? If not, we can let Zirhi ride the thing if you guys are down.
Can I CMD the grapple the worm?
You can wrestle the worm to try and ride it. That's definitely a way to ride it, for sure. That would at least be a way to hold on. It wouldn't be as beautiful, as graceful as a ride check, but you can, like, not let go with a grapple check.
Yeah, just like claws.
Just hold on for dear fucking life, yeah. You can, like, wrap your big meaty thighs around this worm and try not to let go if you want. It could swallow you in one bite, and it has a big worm mouth. Part of the ride is avoiding the mouth, and then staying held on while it may or may not dive below the swamp. So there's a lot of survival stuff going on too, to hold your breath and things like that. Like it could be a rough ride based on what you're gathering from the group around you. You now have sort of like 3 of these swamp vessels, so 3 fan boats, if you were, formed a half circle together. That's where you guys are sort of standing on 3 different boats. Your crew and the 2 other challengers that have come along with their buddies. And maybe 3 challengers total, unless you guys want to throw in more money.
I'm pretty good at holding on to things. That's about it.
Are there any rules posted anywhere?
I mean, it seems to be, it's not even taking place in the casino, so it seems to be just a friendly bet among these other pirate crews. And it seems to generally just be like, hold on to this worm the longest, and you get the pot. Like, they seem, whether or not you can trust them is one thing. But as far as, like, it's a gentleman's bet among thieves.
And how do you get off the worm?
That doesn't seem to be their problem. All they're concerned about is longest time on the worm, and then that's the person that wins the prize. Whether or not you come back, I don't think it's a concern of anyone.
So even if you win,
I mean, as long as your crew doesn't mind, like, you know, it's kind of up to your crew at that point. Like, if you win because you held on the longest, but then you die, that's kind of up to your crew to take care of that, not anybody else. It's not like there's any rules. There's not like a board of referees out here or any kind of medics or anything. No one's going to come to your rescue.
shit, that could be fun, but that's super sketchy as hell.
And you're already all the way out here now.
Yeah.
It seems like one of you should at least volunteer since you follow these. Unless you just want to be an audience. You could also just watch this and watch 2 other people fucking ruin their lives.
I was gonna pro wrestle, so I will volunteer and I will do this.
I'm pretty good at holding on. I'll volunteer as well.
Do you guys have 1,200 gloms for the 2 of you to enter? If either one of you win, you'll walk away with 2,400. So you'll double your money if either one of you win.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do. We do have.
Because you just won some fights, so you got some cash. So you want to bloop your card to some fair third party, it would seem like?
Yeah.
Do you want to roll a sense motive on the fair third party?
Yeah. I'm actually pretty decent at this. 16?
I rolled a 2. You don't think you can trust them, but you're much larger than them. So if they try to pull anything, as long as you survive, you feel like you could probably enforce whatever outcome is supposed to happen. You think they're not trustworthy, but you're a big guy, and if they try to cheat, you can probably make what you want to happen. That's your vibe.
Okay.
So maybe if you want to intimidate ahead of time to be like,
Yeah, let's intimidate ahead of time.
Don't pull any
My
shit.
Yeah. Extra flexibilities.
There he wants to expend mental focus to physically enhance both of their strengths by 1 point, +1 to both their strength.
25.
yeah, I feel like you can get the vibe that while these guys are shady, no one wants to get beat up by a big blue jaguar if they don't have to. You can trust them about as far as you can throw them. So as long as they don't get out of your sight, as long as you're not the one in danger, and it seems like Kess is the one risking his life right now. Oh, you're both going, right? Maybe when you're not there, you might be under some danger than running off with your money. But you can remember their faces. You can threaten them enough that if something happens, you'll be like, I know who you are, that kind of a thing. They're weird looking dudes.
I will track you down and I will rip you apart.
You can threaten them before the fight, before the ride, if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, you threaten them. Don't cheese out with our money, kind of a thing.
Or I'll rip you in half.
I'll consider that whenever I decide. If not, they run over the money.
I described them in graphic detail of what I'll do.
It's very graphic.
Remember last time?
Yeah.
Alright, let's fucking do this, guys. So she upgrades the modifier by 1 or the score by 1?
I believe it's your score by 1, which may or may not affect your modifier. Let me know for sure, Zuri. Yeah. So your total.
Yeah.
Your total goes up by 1. Whether it affects your modifier depends on where your modifier is.
Dang it.
It's a +1 to your strength, your dex, or your con, whichever would be the most beneficial, depending on what you're going to go on.
I rolled low enough that you can even go last, so you can go 4th. But that may mean Kess needs to go 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. Would you like to volunteer for a roll, or would you like to try to go 3rd?
Go first. Fuck it.
Kess is ready to ride.
Righteous.
So there are 3 ships sort of bumped up next to each other, and one of the people on the ship sort of has a device, sort of like a radar or a ping device that's sort of like tracking when this creature gets close. And you can tell they're trying to bait it. So they're making lots of noise and stuff where your ship is, and then they're pulling the ships back when they see it's coming on this little device. So they're sort of baiting this creature to come, and it lurches out of the phloem, out of the orange, gritty swamp, and lunges back down. Splorp! Little chunks of grit fly off. That's your cue, Kesblix, to try to catch a ride.
Catch a ride!
So roll for initiative to catch a ride on this. Oh, I rolled a 4, but it's a +3, so 7.
I have +2 on deck, so that'd be 6.
Yeah, not enough.
So as you leap toward it, it turns towards you. Let's say it tries to slam into you as you come towards it. I got a 44 versus your AC.
Oh, God.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Luckily, it's 3d8s and I have 3, so...
Well, I like that character a lot, guys.
That's 39 damage.
Well, yeah, I have a hero point. I might use that. I use a hero point to fucking do like a crazy ass cartwheel backflip to land on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll let you re-roll initiative +8 to see if you actually get the move on it before it gets the move on you.
Its CMD is like 400.
That's 19.
Alright, so you get the jump on it. Would you like to roll me a jump or acrobatics check to get to it, and then maybe a ride check to ride it, or a CMB, however you want to hold on to it?
I got 14 on my acrobatics.
This is so fucking dangerous.
Will you let me use climb to ride it?
I'll let you use climb to ride it, but because of your acrobatics, you were like a foot short of it. I'll let you use climb to climb out of the phloem onto it.
Okay, that's 18.
So it's tricky because it's like crawling out of a bowl of grits. It's sort of like, quicksandy and gross. But you're able to, you're a swampy dude.
Nickelodeon kids, you know what phloem is.
You know what phloem is. You phloem paw your way out.
I love phloem. I thrive in
It's your natural element.
At this point,
Are you gonna
though,
ride
that
it or are you
phloem
gonna
is probably
CMB
pretty
it?
nasty.
It's going to try... Well, you've already rolled everything you can for this round. You're already on it now. It's going to try and throw you. I rolled a 56 to try and toss you off.
Holy shit.
fuck.
So it's definitely going to work. You can't hold on. Flings you.
How can I ever roll over a 56?
You can't. This is a big, dangerous-ass worm. I don't know why you're trying to fight this giant-ass worm. It's real big. It's a real big worm.
This is
It
like-
tosses you, but luckily, you go flying off of it, but you land in the phloem. And the phloem, luckily, is soft to land in. As
Because it's
dangerous... It's like phloem. It's just like
So it's
gritty...
nice.
Gritty foam.
And orange.
And orange. It's orange and disgusting, but it doesn't hurt you to land in it. It's very soft to land in. You get tossed like 20 feet through the air. You land in this foam. Luckily, it breaks your fall. It doesn't cause any damage when you land. Although, if you had landed on solid ground, you probably would have broken several bones. Because you got tossed in the foam, you just start sinking into foam. So roll me a swim check or something to get out of the foam.
That's a natural 20.
You're able to swim out of the foam. Even with the natural 20, you can even climb back on a boat if you want. You can get out of here.
Front flip out of that flume.
But you've had less than 6 seconds on the back of this thing. The next guy goes after you. He uses a knife to stab into the back of this big worm and holds on a little bit longer, but gets about 18 seconds in and gets tossed off as well.
He gets tossed off, eh?
He gets tossed off.
Hey!
You know, that's a jerk-off joke. The next guy, though, holds on for 7 rounds. He even gets dragged under the foam and comes back out. He's a very good rider. He's obviously done this before. He lasts 7 rounds. And then next is Nikali, which is, you've got 7 rounds to beat now, Nikali, if you want to take home the prize, double your money.
Jump onto its back and climb and hold on for dear life.
Let's roll for initiative.
19.
I rolled a 20 not natural, so just barely
Hey.
the worm gets to
You
go
know what?
first.
Fucking hero point that shit.
Alright, roll again plus 8.
I am not losing out to a fucking worm. Otherwise, it'll kill me. 19 plus 8, so that's 27.
That'll be enough to get initiative on this guy, so you get first move on this worm as it lurches out of this flume.
CMB!
Grapple on, roll a CMB to get it.
26?
You grab onto it, but it's so slippery and you can't get your claws through its deep skin. You start slipping off as it dives under the swamp. You can, keep holding onto it, so you're not gonna be able to, grapple it, but you can, quote unquote, not let go.
Can I quote unquote not let go?
Yeah, you can do that.
Fucking-
You're not holding on. You're slipping. You're trying to grapple, but you're moving along its body, but doing your best. So occasionally you'll catch a ridge and hold on for a second and let go. So you just don't have a very good grip. But you can do that as it dives. You're okay. It was just very suffocating under the floam. It was very dense and packed. You felt crushed by the floam, but you can breathe fine because you have an air suit on.
Combat maneuver check. That was a nat 20.
Alright, so even though you're still slipping, you do better this time holding on. And this time it just only drags you under the foam for 1 round, which is not difficult for you to deal with. It's like getting pelted with a bunch of tiny rocks a lot. But you hold on. This makes this 3 rounds you've been on this thing. 4 more rounds, you can win the big prize.
Yay!
It's still trying to shake you. It's gonna leap up again and then drag you under again. So what do you do while it's above the floam?
Get a better grip. What would I do?
C&B's all I got so far unless you have a better idea. You might be able to roll something to know something about it. There's knowledges, but I don't know if that would help you that much in this situation, really.
I only have knowledge, local knowledge, dungeoneering.
Yeah, this wouldn't help you in this here. Dungeoneering maybe, but...
As they're flailing around, do they at any point get within 30, 40 feet of us?
They might get around 15 feet while it's flailing around, but in general, the ships that are that you guys are on, up against each other, and will even back up trying to avoid it getting that close. They don't want this big thing to smash into because if this thing smashes into your ships, you guys won't be able to get back where you came from. You'll be stranded here in the swamp. So the ship droids usually try to avoid any collateral damage.
Could I climb up to regain the area I lost during my initial handling?
You want to climb up and try to stay above the swamp, while it's diving, climb up its ridges.
To reclaim the land that I lost.
I'll allow a climb check for that to try and stay above the swamp level.
24?
Just barely. 5 feet. You're a pretty big creature. So about a half of you is in the swamp, but the top half of you is out. And you're on round 5 now. You gotta survive 2 more rounds, and you can win the big prize.
Fantastic.
It's your move, but there's now nothing. Now the whole body is gonna go under the swamp, so now you have to go under with it.
Yep.
Do you C&B to hold on?
Oh shit, that's a pretty good roll. 29.
Still not enough, because you have to roll above a 50-something, because it's a shitty high-level creature. But I'm just gonna let you, you're just gonna do it, you're just gonna slip. So it's gonna drag you under the floam, but the floam is so harsh and its body's so slippery, you kind of trickle back, so that your back feet are still hanging out of the swamp, but then your bottom half of your body is still submerged the whole time. At this point, if you hold your position and don't move, you can win the prize.
No way. Fuck.
So all I need you to do is roll me 3 above 17 C&B or climb checks.
7,
You'll still be losing ground, but you won't get dragged.
24, 26.
Alright, all good enough. So you last under a minute, but you last about 45 seconds with this thing. Longer than anybody else has. If you poke your head above the floam right now, you can claim the prize. So roll me a swim check to get out of the floam.
Oh yeah. Don't fail me now at the final end of this. 25! Fuck yeah.
You're able to swim back to a boat, someone can throw a rope down and haul you out, that won't be a problem. You'll be covered in orange grits now. Like that grits competition where they weigh you afterwards to see how much you weigh. So you're
You talking about the Grits Festival?
grits, yeah. You're heavy with grits.
Put my fist in the air. In the air, go.
Yeah, they're impressed so that you and your small crew seem like legitimate, hardy, worldly pirates. You just rode the big worm. So apart from winning that money, you also got a little street cred. So do with that what you will.
Hey, Mom, I made it.
So if nothing else, Macaulay has impressed these pirates. So if you guys are looking for some sort of shady work or something, now is probably the time to ask.
I need a new weapon, or at least enough scrap to create my old weapon that I lost.
He gave up his previous weapon for me.
You want to whisper that into Zurhi's ear. I feel like Zurhi might be your most diplomatic crew member at this point, so Zurhi can consider that when she makes a proposal to these pirates.
You can keep the gloms. I need scrap metals.
Do we want to look for work or just supply?
I mean, I'm always up for more work, but we can supply too. I mean, we have 5 grand now. Let's just ask them, hey guys, about some cool stuff like work. We like killing conglomerate people.
Let's ask them about some work. See if there's any work for
Yeah, or and a Mr. B.
So you guys want to offer your services?
Yeah, basically. And that's 28 on a diplomacy roll.
Damn, respect.
So yeah, you guys are gonna get in good with these pirates. They're gonna like you. They just saw this good worm ride. You guys seem legit,
They saw you ride that worm.
right?
It's really one of my greatest.
My man. So yeah, you guys have got a little rep with these pirates now. You got some street cred. They like you guys. I mean, the criminal element in this part of the universe is, clamped down because of the conglomerate presence. They still get up to some stuff. They say in this part of the universe, the biggest problem is the All-Stars. The conglomerate on planet forces only fuck with you on planet. It's the All-Stars that fuck with you between point A and point B. So if you're transporting stuff through space, contraband and such, what they really have a problem with is those damn All-Stars. So if you guys want to help them take out some All-Star ships in the area, they might be able to, if they can profit from that via their piracy, you might get a kickback from that if you want to join a pirate crew, loosely affiliate yourself with a pirate crew of some sort.
So what you're
That doesn't
saying
seem like a
is
problem
we
to
need
me.
to smash the mouth of the All-Stars.
Yes, smash the
They are
mouth.
not going to get their game on.
No.
Let's go play.
There are two main point members here in this crew you're talking with. One is named Eggbell, and one is named Riggin, from two different pirate ships. Both seem to have some sort of grievance with the All-Stars. Kess may have missed the recent misadventures with the All-Stars. The rest of the crew that's there knows and has animosity towards them. So you guys get the vibe that if you want to take on some All-Stars, you can get paid to do it.
I would love to be paid. to do
They're just
that.
like basically
What do y'all-
space police.
I look at my crew though and be like, "What do y'all think?"
I mean, you can give them a way to contact your ship.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
It's called the Odin's Butthole by the local communications platform, so you can have
There
them
you go.
contact the Odin's Butthole for future information if you want.
And we'll get back to you when we get the rest of see if the rest of the crew's on board. This seems like a great idea.
Yeah, how about that?
Alright, you'll take their contact information and take it back to your ship. Yeah, everyone goes back to the place. Argyle follows, flying probably on his own, right behind.
They very clearly were too tough for me to kill and skin for large amounts of shoes, and therefore I was totally uninterested.
Yeah. Plus their hide didn't even look that appealing as far as clothes-wise go. It just looked fleshy. Unless you like clothes made out of like skin-looking material. So yeah, you're safe back aboard the Zhaoshan.
Prices.
Nice. You guys didn't have to deal with any ferry costs or anything like that, or dealing with.
They paid the ferry. They paid the ride to get where they were going.
Inhospitable terrain. Oh, nice.
Alright, so we're back on the ship. Discuss the problems with our good All-Stars, and that our pirate ships are looking to hire us. Maybe to take out a couple of them.
Mr. Von Hohenheim would be like, I don't really think it's our place to mess with these people. Maybe we should just, make sure that, like, our children and everything is safe on the ship, and, make our way to our next destination.
Mr. Von Hohenheim, roll me a history check.
That's a 9.
Kess Blix, roll me a history.
And that's a 2.
So the two of you don't know much about the All-Stars, but you know they're problematic for pirates. You haven't had any personal dealings with them. Because you guys ran with Garen Cater and you sort of like a pirate crew before, you know to avoid them. They are like the conglomerate's answer to pirates. Dealing with them is putting yourself as pirates in danger of being caught. They're buccaneers.
The problem is that we're already on the outside of them.
Well, I wasn't aware of that situation, but if we have to fight them, let's fight the fuck out of them.
Hey.
I mean, sooner or later you probably will. They've confronted you before. Whether or not they seek you out or you seek them out.
Well,
I guess.
even
Zazan, what do you think?
because we have enemies, but then we'll gain space pirate friends. I'm not anti-pirate, but I'm pro-booty.
I'm neither pro-booty nor anti-pirate. I say we keep our distance from these all-stars, and if they seek to close with us, then we eliminate them.
Well, fair enough.
They'll start no shit, and there won't be no shit, but if they shit, then we get the shit. You know what I'm saying? We get paid, yo.
That's like clean up on aisle 5, you know what I mean?
We,
Somebody better wipe my ass.
That's right.
Somebody better watch.
What is everyone
Josh,
think? We move on?
Have we plumbed this area for all of the physical resources that we can acquire from it?
Knowledge nature. Or knowledge local. Knowledge local might also work if that's better for you.
Nature's better for me.
Knowledge local.
15. Not
11.
22.
great. Alright, Zhaoshan.
Unless someone knows better than Zhaoshan, I'll let Zhaoshan know what Zhaoshan scanned. You have been hanging out for a while. you're in a conglomerate-controlled area where every other planet in the area is like heavily conglomerate-controlled, and here it's not. So this planet is low value, but it has some value. Because you did see some conglomerate on-planet patrols, some conglomerate-style platforms and such. So there is some sort of resource here that they use. And there are separate platforms, like you're on floating barges where ships park, and there are 3 ships that are casinos. What you scanned outside of that were several, platforms that go down to the swamp. So there are some conglomerate structures here that seem to be just based on energy.
But pulling something out of the ground, kind of.
Pulling something out of something to create energy, at least locally. There don't seem to be a whole lot of people coming here to get it, but maybe they sell it locally to the barges, to the ships, stuff like that. So they have some interest here, but it's very low value.
Besides the casinos.
The casinos don't seem to be conglomerate controlled. They seem to be independent with maybe a minor, they still have gloms. That's what their money is based on. So obviously the conglomerate has some benefit from it, because you're gonna spend gloms, make gloms, and then you're gonna spend your gloms somewhere else. So they have some sort of benefit from it, but it's not controlled by them necessarily. It's not direct conglomerate. A lot of planets, there's direct conglomerate control. This is independent casinos with sort of a conglomerate slant to it. So yeah, they're free independent business owners, sort of under the wing of the conglomerate, but not conglomerate itself. There's some energy resource here, but otherwise nothing.
Are there still monetary resources that are harvested, such as through cage matches?
Your crew came back richer than they left, so obviously there's money to be made here. There are 3 casinos, you guys have only been to 1, and the one you went to is fighting. As long as you guys are fighting, you can make money there. And you've only seen 2 levels of that, and there are obviously lots of ways to make money there if you're a good fighter. It just requires you to stay here and fight a lot. But yes, you could easily make a living out of your ship.
Well, we may need to do that to get stronger for the journeys ahead. Central hub for now.
Let's at least see what's on the next level. I mean, that's the 5,000 gap, right? We can at least see what's on the next level. That'd be cool.
So you guys have made the money now. You want to go up to the top level and see what's happening on the 3rd level of the Walloway?
That'd be really baller.
Alright, yeah, you guys go check that out. As long as you guys all crowd the elevator together, because that's all it requires you to have that much money to get on the elevator. So as long as you guys all get on together, which I think you guys all fit in the elevator, that's fine. I'll allow that. You guys can catch on the ride back. Do we have enough suits? I feel like we're still 1 suit short. Someone's got to do another air bubble. We got Tomoko. Do you want to stay on the ship or do it yourself? I'll
Do I
roll.
have to air bubble the whole time though? Because I don't think I could do that.
How much do you have? 3 or 4 minutes?
3 minutes each.
You're gonna be cut. Yeah, it's about a 4 or 5 minute ride. You might breathe some toxins. You're okay with at least 1 breath of toxins roll?
I guess so.
Alright.
And then after that, I'm in a breathable environment.
Yeah, so you might pass out from some shit. Roll fortitude save. It's
5
con
and
based.
17. 22?
The air is definitely toxic and tastes bad, and you're coughing. You're hacking up blood when you get to the port. It's very disgusting. You're spitting out brown stuff, but you don't pass out or anything. It's just very nasty.
Very healthy, resilient lungs.
It is. Well, it's because you've been breathing delicious, beautiful Zaoshan air your whole life. This is definitely the nastiest thing you've ever tasted. So you feel very grossed out when you arrive. You almost vomit. So you're doing the opposite of Dr. von Hohenheim right now, but you guys are able to make it back to the Walloway if you would like to. And whoever has the 10,000 gloms on their card.
Not 10,000, we have 5,000.
There are 3 floors. You can go down for free, and it costs 5,000 to go up from there. It costs 10,000 to go up the next level. But don't you guys have? You guys just made near that much, and you made almost that much last time. I feel like you're pretty close. Whoever has it.
No, we have 5,924.
Oh, so you're only about a little over halfway there.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else has some money on their cards they want to let us know about.
We only made 2,400 from the thing, and we only made 35 from the previous one.
You guys want to sell some moon kelp? I got about 100 gloms worth of that if you can turn it into more, but it's not going to get us where we need to
Yeah,
go.
you're not going to double your money.
I don't think my strategy for selling moon kelp.
So, what's the plan? We came all the way here for nothing? Does anyone have any money they want to throw in?
Our good friend, the Frog, pretty good performance artist for this floor.
This floor or the floor below?
This floor. The floor below is bare knuckle brawling. I can't fight right now though at the floor below because I gotta rest up from my previous fights.
And no nappies.
Can I find the fanciest looking person in the audience and challenge him to a slap fight for 5,000 gloms?
Roll me a diplomacy check.
I don't have 5,000 gloms. I can't do that.
The party has the cash.
We got maybe 1,000 gloms, but that's not gonna get us where we need to go. So
You guys could roll a knowledge local to just inquire about upstairs.
Yeah, let's see what.
Can we slip somebody a bribe?
I only rolled 10 for
alright, knowledge local. Got a 14.
So far, a lot of people you talk to around here haven't been up there. They don't know what it's like up there. They hear some rumors, but you don't know if it's truth or lies.
Unnatural 20. Knowledge level.
All right, Zerhi, though, of course, very friendly. Unnatural 20, we'll say that you ask around, and you get a vibe that it's very similar to this level, but maybe a little more intense and orchestrated. And up there, it's more like cage match with the ladder and things like that. It's more theatric.
Oh, wait, something
more
in the
stage
cell,
dressing?
something in the...
It's like, oh, the ring is surrounded by fire, so it's a little more higher stakes and
Cirque du Soleil
more
and
danger
circus.
to it. So it combines what people like about the bottom level and the middle level. So the bottom level is more like danger because of the fight, and the middle level is more theatrics. The top level has danger and theatrics.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Can I roll a sleight of hand against the person guarding the elevator to the next level? Feel like his key card or whatever he has.
I mean, you guys can roll. A sleight of hand wouldn't get you up there. A stealth could get you like a ride on the elevator where someone's going up there already. Maybe with like a perception check to find someone that might be going up instead of down or up instead of out. But because it's an elevator, you couldn't all do it at once. It might take several trips, so like one or two
That's
at a
why I want
time.
the key card.
You have to use your conglomerate card. It would say that's how many gloms you have. But if you get on the elevator with someone that has that many gloms, you can ride up with them and like catch a free ride if they don't kick you out, if they're not dicks about it. So you could sneak on an elevator where someone has more money than you. Not all of you could at the same time, because there's so many of you and Nikali's so large and things like that. And Argyle's pretty, noticeable. Like Tomoko maybe can get away with it. Cass could easily probably sneak on it with a stealth roll. The rest of you would have a harder time stealthing onto an elevator with people just to get a floor higher. So it would take more than one elevator ride is what you're gathering.
I roll on a -5 for stealth.
Yeah, you're a big dude. The rest of you can probably pull it off. Getting Nikali up the elevator without paying for it could be tricky.
Mr. Von Hohenheim is out of ideas, of nice ideas. If you guys,
I think the stealth idea was good. I think it's just hard for Nikali. I think the rest of you could probably pull off a stealth if you really wanted to. It would take like 5 rolls, and the rest of you could probably do it. Unless I rolled really high perceptions. But based on Nikali's stealth, Nikali would probably be
Lots of
stuck
other
where he
ideas,
is.
But Mr. Von Hohenheim is going to be very nice right now.
Nikali would say, I don't mind you guys go up there. I can just sit down here. Like, if you really think you can do it, I don't care.
Alright, I'll try to stealth onto the elevator, I guess.
You can even try to diplomacy your way on it. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to go in an elevator with rich people. Whatever works best for you.
You put a tiny janitor uniform on Kess, and he could just I'm buff.
Disguise check. I would also allow a disguise. If you can pull that off, I would allow it. You let me know
Make
what
him
you...
a name badge that says like elevator porter or
Yeah.
something, so it's like he works.
If you can tell me what you're doing and roll high enough to do it, I'm going to allow it.
Zerhi's going to use diplomacy. She wants to talk her way onto the elevator with somebody who's rich.
Ooh,
She also wants to try and take Nikali with her since he's going to be the hardest to get up there. She's literally going to, Oh, darling, my husband's upstairs. Do you mind if I get a ride with you? He's already there, so my card hasn't been working.
Alright, so that's a bluff check, not a diplomacy, but you can roll a bluff and I'll roll sense motive.
I'll do that too.
I only rolled a 15 sense motive,
21 on
luckily.
a bluff.
Damn, dog.
You look friendly. Maybe this big blue guy is your bodyguard. You come from an aristocratic family. You have the trappings of which you're dressed finely. You look like a wealthy person. They don't seem to doubt you. Nikali looks like a ruffian.
Red in them.
Maybe with since that was your bluff, roll me a diplomacy to get Nikali on as maybe like your big brute guard or your fighter or something. Some sort of convincing to get him to come with you.
25 diplomacy.
Yeah, that's good enough. The two of you can ride the elevator with these rich folk up to your husband who lost his key card because you look wealthy and you're a cat folk and you have this other blue cat folk with you. You're able to pull that off. You guys go up. The rest of your crew will watch you going up. So, Kess,
Was I
Tomoko,
not able to
Mr. Von
try
Hohenheim.
and sneak on in the distraction? Is there
You can do a stealth check to sneak on if you want.
roll to because
You're small. You can in
yeah,
furry.
if they're like talking and looking at the giant blue guy.
You're
I'm
small
gonna,
and furry, then you can blur in. Blur in, yeah, blend in.
And I just walk up and flash my blade and
What do
say,
we do?
Oh,
7.
Yeah, Tomoko, you're pretty much like pushed off by her guards.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1.
You and Tomoko are definitely like kicked off the elevator as it goes
We
up.
like run into his butt cheeks
Yeah.
as we're trying to like.
They're like, oh, we see, they can tell you guys are moochers. They think that Zerhi is rich because she looks rich.
Zerhi wants to do, preferably before the doors close if it's not too late.
You could push a button to reopen the doors at this
Let's
point.
do that. She wants to crack her bullwhip and use memory lapse, so the person that, like, they tried to sneak on in front of forgets the previous round. Yeah, will negate.
20 not natural.
I'll beat it.
I feel like it too, unless you have a really high mod of some sort. 14-ish. So it still fails. So he still remembers shit happening, and now you've just whipped him with your whip. So roll me something to play off whipping this guy. A bluff maybe, or a diplomacy to be like, oops.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Roll me an oops. Roll me an oops check.
Diplomacy on that one as well.
That's fine. Diplomacy works.
That's definitely just
Diplomacy works for an oopsie.
Cool, so that's a 21 on my diplomacy.
I rolled low enough, I'm gonna allow it. So yeah, he just looks at you kind of strange, but then the door closes as you like recoil your whip. He thinks maybe you were just trying to whip that peasant that was trying to come in the elevators, and maybe you just like accidentally whipped him. So you play it off legit. The two of you ride the elevator up as your allies watch and have to catch another elevator up or down or out or whatever. At this point, Zirhi and Nikali are going up, and the rest of you are not.
And we'll probably just, continue to try and sneak on to elevator.
I'm gonna stealth check to try to sneak on the group. And so can everybody else if you guys all want to try and sneak on. Maybe you're all stealthy enough, I don't know.
If the goal is to go up,
There's plenty of drunk rich people riding the elevator.
commotion and...
Why don't we just walk on there and say, hey, we're here to sell rich people folks.
That'd be a diplomacy check. You can also try that.
I know we don't look the part, but that's because we're drug dealers.
I'm the gardener.
I got a 15.
I did worse than last time. I get a 6.
So unless Mr. Von Hohenheim does well, it seems like everyone else is having trouble getting on the elevator with their diplomacy and sneaks.
It's not going to be great. It's not one of my strong suits. I got a 15.
I mean, they seem to like you. Going up to the 3rd level, that's some high roller stuff. They've been knowing you that long, so they don't want to vouch for you up there. They don't want to be in trouble if you get up there and cause trouble or don't have money or something.
Rude.
I give them a taste of my moon coat.
Are you going to offer the whole, what do you have, 100 green points
I'm
worth?
gonna offer them, like one moon coat so they can get a little
whole-
taste. 12.
They've done drugs before. They're not that impressed by you have drugs available.
What if we talk to someone on the lower level who knows that they like the good drugs upstairs?
Toka will tell you now that she's been downstairs. It's a little seedier, it's just darker, it's dirtier, it's just...
I probably won't use words
Fight
like
Club.
that, to be fair. I don't know. Those words seem mean. There's less lights and more people fighting.
There you
Can we
go.
go to the highest level, which is the 2nd level?
Mid-level, yep.
Pro wrestling level.
And I'm still down for a slap fight. I want to do a slap fight. Like, can I challenge a fancy-looking person in the crowd to a slap fight to see if we can go upstairs?
Duel them, and if you win, you get to go upstairs.
Glove
Yep.
slap him.
That's amazing.
Well, a slap fight for an elevator ride.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roll me a diplomacy check to see if you can find someone to slap fight you for an elevator ride.
Who wouldn't want to watch that?
No, I got 12.
Elevator rides are expensive, and no one wants to get slapped just to let you ride the elevator after them.
Expensive.
So.
What's the other alternative to get upstairs if an elevator ride?
Is there
You don't
one
go up
time
there.
upstairs?
Windows?
Can I find somebody who looks? I mean, clearly there's going to be like concierge or something if you're on the posh, bougie floor.
There seems to be attendants everywhere. They seem to be
Can I
What are those
find an
uniforms?
attendant?
conscribed. to
And
here.
I literally want to raise. I want to go full fucking Karen at the attendant, and I want to raise hell and say, "Where is my entourage? Where are they? They're not up here yet. I need you to go find them, and I need you to go find them right now. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my husband is? There will be hell to pay if you do not get them to me in the next 3 minutes."
Intimidation check.
Can I participate as well as cool? I'll spend another martial
What's the
flexibility
Karen
point
rule?
running out of this.
18 on mine.
My intimidated. That's a 28.
So I'll say that's a non-natural 20 with you guys together, you backing her up. I mean, they're really sorry, ma'am, but I mean, if you have the 10,000 gloms on your card, all you have to do is ride the elevator back down and bring them back up with you. It's pretty simple. It's not their job to go retrieve your entourage.
I do not fetch the help. You fetch the help. I spend the money.
Well, you can send your bodyguard here. This big blue man obviously works for you. You can send him to go get them with your card. That way he can get it back up here.
I'm sorry. Would you send your help with $10,000?
Oh, definitely not.
Of
But
your gloms unattended? I don't think so.
unfortunately, I work this floor here, and I can't leave the 3rd floor to go retrieve people for you. It's kind of on you for leaving your entourage behind, really.
This is
It's
terrible
your
customer
entourage.
service.
It's on
Terrible
you for not
customer
having an
service.
elevator big enough to fit us all on at once.
But how large is your entourage, ma'am?
Huge! They're bigger than my bank account.
We have a large service elevator you can use, possibly, but
I'm gonna need to see.
is it larger than 6 people? I feel like 6 people can fit on an elevator just fine.
Is there
Yes, it is
champagne?
larger than 6 people, thank you.
Well, you can use our service elevator upon special request. It'll still require your conglomerate card.
Rude.
Yeah, what is wrong with this customer service?
I'll be happy to send someone to help you retrieve them, but it's still on you to. I don't know what your entourage looks like. It would be very complicated for us to find people you know. We'll even hold the service elevator for you till you come back, and as long as your card scans, we'll let you back upstairs. It's not a problem.
Rich people would not stand for this.
They wouldn't.
Joey wants to speak to your manager at this point.
Make it.
All right, an intimidation check and talk to the manager.
Mr. Von Hohenheim is down here trying to slap everyone in the face.
Like, oh, that's your entourage, huh? Slap fight guy.
While I'm raising hell, can I try and sleight of hand his employee pass off him?
Oh shit! Did you
Roll me a perception check.
18.
Well, they do appear to be wearing the quintessential blue and gold garb of all the employee here. You don't see an employee badge or card on them. If they have something on them, it's tucked away somewhere. So you need to be definitely be getting a good feel of, be groping them to steal anything off of them. So you have to
You're going to have to seduce
come with a good excuse to grope a guy if you're going to try to
Seduce
steal anything
him.
off of him. You couldn't just take it off this person as you see it.
Alright, okay, well, this is my last try now at this point. I want to grab my bullwhip out again, and I want to crack it, and I want to daze the dude I was just talking to.
Oh, I rolled a 7 though, so I think you got me on that one. I rolled fuck shit. While you yank this guy off literally with a
went
whip.
through all of this trouble
You're
to establish
unable
the
to
scene.
act normally. A dazed creature can take no actions.
This is doing that.
How close to the elevator are we at this point?
I don't think you guys got too far away from it, but it's definitely a one-turn walking distance, 15, 20 feet.
So, could the collie lift him up and carry him onto the elevator, and then he is our escort with his pass to go down, pick him up, and come back up?
I don't know if he can go down. I think when I was joking about him living and dying on here, there was a seriousness to that.
I mean, the collie can try picking up anybody he wants. What happens after that is kind of up to fate.
I could walk him / slightly pick him up off the ground, so it looks like I'm like, oh no, he's.
You could encourage him to walk towards the elevator.
Encourage him to walk into
Yeah,
towards the elevator.
I mean, at this point, fuck it, right? Let's try it.
Yeah, why not? Get him on the elevator.
Can't get worse.
You want to roll me like a strength check or a CMB to shove him towards the elevator?
Yeah, CMB, let's do this. 26.
He tumbles forwards and you shove him on, and the three of you are in the elevator now and the door closes. He stands up and looks at you guys wide-eyed, and he's wearing his blue and yellow suit.
Oh, it's like, oh, wow, what a fantastic time you've been having.
The elevator hasn't moved yet, though. It's still up here on the 3rd floor. He just looks very confused by what's happening.
Are there any buttons I can push?
There's a button for this floor, a button for the floor below it, a button for the floor below that.
If I push the button to go down one floor, does the elevator move?
You can go down the floor very easily.
Cool.
Door opens.
I hope all that happened just to
The
go
employee is
down.
still sort of dazed, and he sort of stumbles off the elevator and looks around. You guys are now on the middle floor.
Stumble off, you gotta grab him, Nicole.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, what do we do?
When the door opens and he starts stumbling off, you'll see your two allies are still waiting right there.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll look like I'm helping him, holding him up by his shoulder while you.
I'm gonna wave
I'm like,
really big at them.
No, he's had too much to drink.
Hello.
Basically, when the door opens, I want to hand signal for them to just rush in so we can close the doors and go up again.
Okay.
Does everybody rush on the elevator?
Yeah.
I'll allow it. You guys rush on the elevator, the door closes behind you.
Ask no question.
Klung.
I push the button to go up and see if it goes.
It just buzzes until you scan a conglomerate card that has that many credits on it.
Yeah, so you have to fleece him. You have to
Yeah.
start looking through his pockets and shit.
Yeah.
Can I sleight of hand his card to get us up to the next level?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll sleight of hand and try and take his card out of his pocket.
Got a 22.
I only rolled an 11, so he doesn't notice you grabbing his card. But when you swipe it, it buzzes red, like he doesn't have enough money to get up there either.
Boy, I told you, he lives and dies here. It's like, nice job, everyone. We got this guy fired.
Yeah. He's now stuck on the middle floor instead of going. He's now has to work here instead of working upstairs.
We damaged his life.
So we didn't get him
He
fired.
got demoted. That's all that happened.
Paranoia type shit.
Can I ask the guy, how do we get upstairs, friend?
He points to the elevator scanner, and it has like a price breakdown on how, you're gonna be a high roller.
What's another way?
You could end up like me and end up working here, I guess.
Is there not,
Then
is there not fire hallways and walls we can climb?
I signed an NDA. I'm not allowed to talk about any of that stuff.
Well, you've lost your job now, mate. You might.
No, I just got demoted. I'm still conscribed.
And aren't you angry about the company?
I'm angry that I'm here, but I owe them a lot of money, so.
I'm sure you're fired by now. Like, look at you're
No,
cooperating
like
with us right
I'm working off a debt. They're not going to fire me. I'm paying off a debt that I owe them.
We can take you away from this. Take you on.
Yeah, come with us.
I mean, I would gladly leave. If you guys want to leave right now, let's go. I'll go with you.
No, let's go up, man.
I mean, I don't know how I would do that.
If he can't get up to the floor, how does he get up there to go to work?
Exactly.
That's where he lost all his money at.
So he used to be rich.
He used to be rich, and when he was up there, he lost all his money and got conscribed into labor, working for the casino, and now he still works for them. Now he's just to work at a lower
And he
level.
lived
because
up
of
there, and he died up. He was
I
gonna
just
die
have
up
to
there.
say that this casino has questionable labor tactics.
Oh, definitely.
that I
Oh.
do not approve of.
It's not the best world to live in, but it's just it's a world to live in the galaxy. So what do you do? This is where this guy lives.
So I'll slap him to death.
Roll for initiative to slap this guy to death.
How many slaps is that? To slap someone to death? That's like 20 slaps.
I'm gonna slap him to death. I'm gonna slap him
So
until he's
many
knocked out.
slaps.
I don't know the 10 initiative, so you can have initiative if you want.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of you. Just Mr. Von Hohenheim, let me know. But if you guys all want to knock this guy out, you can together.
No, I like the idea of him like...
Oh, just Mr. Von Hohenheim doing it.
24 on my initiative. I'm not gonna do anything.
But you're ready.
Everyone has their
Just
hand
in
like
case I'm
hauled
rolling
back.
initiative and I got a 24.
Yeah, well, you actually beat me on it.
Yeah.
But he's withholding his turn in case something. He's like just ready if something happens.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
letting
ready
you
to
slap him to
actually
death if you
knock-
want there,
just
Mr.
to knock him out.
Von Hohenheim.
So, like, just in
I'm
case.
gonna roll a 12
Slap?
attack.
Oh, that's a miss for a slap. You swing your
Oh.
hand and he dodges.
He moves.
Not the first time a rich guy tried to slap him.
Happens.
So, yeah, I'll let it ride. See what happens.
So it's one of those like threat slaps.
Wait,
like,
is he gonna? Does he look like he's about to cry out or something?
It looks like he's trying to get off the elevator as fast as possible.
the people are
Alright,
slapping
I'll
him.
see him be him. Yeah, I'll just grab him. I'll just be like, no.
Alright, CMB him.
23.
So the door closes as you grab him, and now it's just you guys trapped in an elevator in the middle floor, holding this guy, so hopefully no one else walks up. Like you've got him in your arms.
And I go, shh, it's okay. And I squeeze him out.
Is that diplomacy intimidate, or you're actually trying to choke him out?
No, I'm gonna intimidate. I guess I'm gonna intimidate.
Tell him to shut up.
Because you just said skim out.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's already got a particular meaning.
What?
His throat is killing me.
Then Kali got a new boyfriend, that's all that happened.
No, I thought you meant like choke him out.
We got beat up this guy.
The Kali's like, I'm gonna squeeze one out.
Like, get us to the top floor, man. Get us to the top floor, dog.
It's an abusive relationship.
Horrified.
You better intimidate, because I'm powering up another slap, man. I'm
25. It's alright.
Slap.
Don't move.
Yeah, he's very intimidated as the door closed. He doesn't fight it, but now you guys are just in the elevator with the door closed on the second floor in the middle level.
So you could slap him to death right now.
If you want to slap him to death, I'll allow it. I mean, he's being held by a big, giant blue jaguar man, so yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Able to escape my grasp.
Yeah, you got a pretty high hold.
Except I rolled the natural 1.
You're gonna punch yourself in the nuts. You slap your own balls for some reason. And you're like, ooh, and it makes a big tear drop in your eye. You don't even know how it happened, but somebody just missed broadly. Everyone in the elevator roll perception.
16.
26.
Hey, I'm skill bucks.
I like
Not natural.
So Zerhi and Tomoko will at this point notice the camera in the elevator.
Hey, there's a camera.
Okay, so I'm gonna put him back down slowly and just be like, I was gonna do this anyway. So I'll just be like, it's okay.
Everything's cool.
Get himself
Be cool, honey bunny.
It's okay.
Wave at the camera. Tell them it's okay.
The camera? Oh, well, and whatever. It's gonna be alright.
Alright, everyone else gets a turn, and then I'm going to slap him again. So, you guys get the
Camera.
I want to disable the camera. I have disabled device. I'll roll on that. 12 and 7 is 19.
That's enough to cover the lens with something at least, so you can disable it enough for you guys to not be seen for a small period of time. You know,
I mean, it's
doing that only
perfectly
probably
fine,
buys
like,
you a little time.
How
Something.
much room is in this elevator?
Enough for the group of you, but it's not a very large elevator. I mean, no larger than like 7 feet by 7 feet-ish.
So, not enough room to summon a pony.
I mean, not unless you want it on top of you. No, yeah. But
I
you,
say do it anyway.
I have to do what Argyle would do, summon an extra-dimensional pony.
that's one of those things like you don't know why it's happening or how it happens. It's just like happening around you. I rolled 80%, so I will allow it. A pony, a small horse appears out of nowhere with short legs and a big head.
Wow.
Or something pony-like. Maybe not even a pony, but like a space pony, you know, something weirder than that. But pony-sized.
I like this pony-sized thing.
Yeah.
I grab this guy by shirt collar and I say, play along if you want to.
Intimidation check, Kes Blix.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's intimidated or not, whether he plays along or not, because
I was laughing in the goddamn face.
18. I don't have any charisma points.
Nice roll, though.
I mean, luckily, he's already got a whole lot of bad things going on in his life, so it's still pretty intimidating. You're not the most intimidating because you're a little frog man, but you plus Big Blue Man plus Pony,
The situation
itself is very intense, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Gonna need therapy.
now is there's a button to open the door, right?
Yeah, you guys can easily open the door to the second floor or back out to where the airlocks are.
I open the door and I yell out of the elevator, "We need help! This man tried to rob this glorious and rare horse from the high rollers floor. We're trying to stop him. We need a high roller to come on and help us get up the stairs so we can deliver this horse to the rich gambling table."
Bluff check.
I'm gonna say that's exactly what happened.
Bluff check, Tomoko.
There's a giant blue jaguar man just face palming in the corner of the elevator.
Well, I got a 19.
Oh, well. When Kes Blix said that thing, like, someone, like, there's, like, high rollers, like, sort of buying into it, like, walking towards you. And Tomoko tried to back you up there, like, no, something about that seems fishy.
Somebody slapped me.
Yeah.
Just like,
Tomoko ruined it.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no one will get on the elevator with you now.
A pony only lasts 2 rounds.
As
Collie's
soon as
getting
the
into
pony
a fetal position
disappeared.
in the corner of the elevator.
Can I slap the pony on the butt or something? I gotta slap something.
You slap something as the elevator door closes again in front of you.
This concludes our transmission. Tune in next time for more Dungeon to the Stars. This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.